My biggest mistake? Not trying in high school.
Just one of. One that's appropriate.
Speeding and getting caught. True story.
Wow.
Well, I'd like to be able to say that I have never made any, but that is so absolutely not true. My biggest?
One of.
One of them. Okay, obviously you know me. Probably that I did not finish college. I had kids, intended to go back, never have. I'm not sure. I mean, I would like to at some point, but that probably is my biggest mistake that I've made.
Probably when I was about 21, I had the opportunity to take a job. I didn't realize the person was actually interviewing me. He took me to lunch, and the job paid a lot of money, and I didn't realize that. So when I got back to my other job, they were all asking me if I got a job offer from him. I didn't take it because I didn't realize he was actually interviewing me for it.
I think one of my biggest mistakes now, looking back, is my German teacher in high school told me I should go do 13th grade in Germany, and I was like, I'm going to college, like, I'm not doing that, and I think now it would have been a really awesome experience. That's one of the things I try to tell kids.
I'd say one. Jumping off my roof into my pool and then telling my mom afterwards.
Minecon 2016 modding panel. Look it up.
And my second question would be to all of you. I would just like to ask, how many of you have autism, and if so, has it helped you in your modding career?
I think we're going to refuse that question, I think.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to have to pass on that one. Sorry.
What is one of your biggest mistakes?
Being friends with you.
Okay.
I've had a lot of cringy moments. Moving in with an ex-girlfriend.
Wow. Biggest mistake in my life? In my career?
Life, career, whichever you want.
That's a good question. Probably moving to Illinois and teaching for 5 years. Should have stayed in Minnesota, but it worked out. Some mistakes are made to happen.
Right.
So I'll go with that one.
What is your biggest mistake?
I just feel like not being there for people when they needed it the most. Like I feel like I can't think of like a time in particular, but just like I feel like I should be there for people when they need it the most.
Not being more involved. I've missed a lot.
What's your biggest mistake?
Jeez. Just kidding. I know you're doing reaction time, so I thought I was going to be silly. My biggest mistake. So many. Biggest. Probably not telling my dad what I really kind of thought about him and things like that before he died. I think that would be the thing that I feel like worst about. If I could go back in time, I'd fix that. Just having a more meaningful conversation, because he died suddenly. So that's what I'm going to go with. Good question.
biggest mistakes was lying to a girlfriend of mine in college. It really ruined like the next 5 years of my life. So don't do that.
Lying to my parents.
Like life mistake?
Life mistake, maybe in a career or something when you were young.
Okay, this is kind of personal, but I'll share it. I think my greatest life mistake was someone that I dated for way too long. I was not a good person, and I was at a weird place in my life where I didn't recognize it until many months later, and I should not have been dating that person. So I think that's my greatest life mistake.
Saying yes to your question. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dang.
I'm just joking. Biggest mistakes. Okay, I guess the thing that I always maybe regretted is in college I worked too hard at trying to get a good GPA because I thought that's what it was all about. And then when I got out of college, I realized, oh no, college is supposed to be fun. Like that's the time to take chances and try stuff. So I guess I always wanted to study abroad because I thought it would be cool to go to like a different city for like a few months to see what that was all about. Because like once you get into the real world, it's like you have to pay for that stuff, like out of pocket. You don't get credit for doing it. So I always thought college-wise that was a big mistake, is focusing too much on getting a good GPA and not really investing in like kind of like more worldly experiences. So that one popped up in my head right away, without getting too personal as the other ones. But yeah, my 9th grade girlfriend, that didn't work out, and I consider that a mistake as well.
Okay. One of my biggest mistakes is taking a year by and going right by it and not focusing enough and worrying about the social aspects and what I'm going to do on the weekends rather than focusing on my schoolwork, living in the now rather than living for the future, because you should be more focused on the future. It's easy to go out and have fun, but it's where the heart comes in when you take time by yourself to make sure that you do your schoolwork.
I'm 54 years old as I look back. I wish that I had trusted myself more, invested more of my confidence in myself.
One of my biggest mistakes, at least one that I always like to think about, is I wish I would have played more sports when I was younger, or been more active in sports when I was younger.
Is that my biggest or like a big one?
Just a big one.
Not believing in myself.
Doubting myself.
Oh wow. I have one that's like just a very one memory that I have a regret, but I don't know if it was like a mistake. Do you want an overall mistake or the one time that I know I made?
Just a big one that you've had and you've kind of had stuck with you for a while.
I think being jealous of people is a big mistake.
One of my biggest mistakes. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I want to talk about on camera.
That's fair.
I think one of my biggest mistakes, and just looking throughout high school, is how I've handled some problems with friendships and dealing with some of those things instead of doing things the right way, communicating with people. You just kind of cut them off and you don't really try and solve issues, you just let things fester. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes I've made personally throughout just even the past couple of years.
So the question is what is one of your biggest mistakes? It's okay, you can take your time.
Wow.
One of my biggest mistakes, I think, would be elementary school.
In what sense?
I didn't like it there.
My biggest mistakes or my parents' biggest mistakes?
Okay. Whoa, hold on a second. Okay, one of your biggest mistakes.
One of my biggest mistakes, probably not getting more involved in high school. Like I'm really involved, but not getting even more involved in stuff.
Oh, here, let me help. Like maybe in a career or like a childhood mistake.
Not continuing ballet, honestly. That's my biggest regret.
Is he okay? It's okay.